Hello, so this is the sketchbook updates of February 2022. I was not planning to make this a monthly thing, but after some thoughts, I think that it's actually a pretty good idea because it actually motivates me a bit more to create because I have something to look forward to showing everyone what I've been doing. So I'll go through it again, but obviously a lot of the pages haven't changed. It's only been 12 days since the last update, but next time next month I'll have some more time, so maybe there will be more. But I still did a bit of work, so I'll skip over the things I already showed last time. But I did go back to add some more stuff in some of the pages that felt too empty. And I even actually removed one of the pages. There wasn't anything interesting in it, just a bunch of writing, so just didn't care. This page I could technically erase it too, but this is still kind of interesting, so I'm not gonna do it. For drawing, yeah. Alright, the first change. Okay. So this is pretty simple. It's actually not that much that changed. I just used a material to make the paper way more brown, and I did a sketch. It's very light, so you can't really tell what it is. Just someone smoking a cigarette, hunched over. Which I like the fact that it's very hard to tell what it is because of the paper being very deteriorated. And I also used the same material on this page. It used to be white, but I think it makes for a way better page. It's still very light in terms of content, but I like it either way. I think it's good. Oh yeah, this. Yeah. I made this. This was first to practice anatomy, kinda, but I just kind of went with just doing whatever I wanted. Like the ribs, there's not a correct amount of ribs. I just did something that looked good enough. The gut is the part that interests me the most. Looks like, well, you know what it looks like. And the legs. To make this, I used colored crayons, and for the background, I used the same technique that I explained last time with the pastel and the white spirit to make it very light, very like orange and brown. And I think it looks okay. I think it definitely complements well the page with the church. I think it's nice. My phone is dying again. I'm really good at planning these. Like like, it's gonna become a fucking tradition to record when I have fucking 10% of battery. Anyways, yeah, I made this to complement the rest of the page. It's an eye. You can probably tell. I don't know the exact name of the thing I used in English. In French, it's uh, brou de noix, but I have no idea how you would call it in English. I'll look it up for next time, I guess. This hasn't changed at all. Did a quick sketch of a mouth too, because there was a big void here, if you remember. Very expressive drawing. I drew it like out of impulse. There wasn't any planning. I don't even think I used a photo for it. I just kind of went with the feeling. And It does stick out a bit too much from the rest of the composition, I think. But maybe if there were more drawings that would come here, it would be better. I'll probably go back to like add some details or at least put some ink because this is just a sketch. Here I did a lot of bodies. Same thing, I didn't really use reference images. I just kind of went with a feeling. And it makes for a nice page, I think. The theme of like what changed since last time is that I've tried to go back and make pages like a composition that works in tandem, not just one drawing and something else that doesn't matter, and or just a blank page, because I think that's pretty boring. I didn't do it for every page, obviously, but if you remember, there used to only be, I don't even know if there was something, there was probably like a bit of paint, but I decided to go back and make it a whole thing. I don't think I posted it anywhere either, but I really like it with the black bars that I definitely inspired from the test that I did with paint from last time. Yeah, this definitely inspired. I feel like having huge things that obstruct the rest of the composition makes it interesting. I don't really have a word for it. I just like it. This hasn't changed. Same with this. I'll just skip Among Us. Okay, I have started to work on something here. You can't really see it well, but it's all with colored crayons, and it's not really. Shit, the phone doesn't want to focus. Yeah, you can see. It's not really just plain all doing like this to make it clean. I kind of did just a lot of single little things that in the end come to make a huge surface. Kind of like pointillism, I guess. And it's definitely not over. It's gonna be the same church actually than the one that I did with paint earlier, just right here. Because if you remember, there used to be a page here, and on the other side there was a drawing that was done with crayon and a bit of ink. That was a sketch of this, and I erased the page because I didn't really like it. But I felt bad about erasing one of the drawings that I actually kind of liked on it. So I'm doing this to kind of pay it back, I guess. It's gonna be definitely very different, but I think it's gonna look good. I guess you'll see next month if I have it finished by then. I tried to look at the last video to see what changed. I started to do this. I wanted to do it for the whole interior, but I got bored. Anyways, I don't remember everything that changed. I tried to draw a lot, so I might gloss over some stuff, unfortunately. This definitely has changed. The page is over now. Back then, there just used to be this, and maybe this. I don't remember exactly, but I think this was here before. And yeah, this is a self-portrait. And this is a nice little message to the whole world. It's so nice of me. It's even a little hard. That's nice. And yeah, same theme, wanting to make it a big thing and not just one page, one other thing. And together I think it makes for a very interesting page. And for the technique that I used the same Brut Noir uh, a bit on the paper. You can't really see it, but it gives a bit of shades of brown inside of the purple. It doesn't make it fully purple. It's kind of tainted, I guess. Here you can see it because I spilled it over a bit too much, but yeah, it makes for something a bit dirty, I guess, which I like. It was intentional. I don't think this was here before. Um, no, I think it was actually, yeah, because I remember talking about the the sus meme. Yeah, I just maybe the pink wasn't here before, but I really disliked the fact that it was white. And one of my favorite album covers, and albums altogether, is Igor from Tyler the Creator. And if you look it up, the cover is a portrait of him, just a picture that's like black and white, and the whole background is this really beautiful pink, and I really, really, really like it. So I guess this is kind of inspired, but the pink is definitely way more dirtier and less consistent than the Igor cover. I guess it's an inspiration, you could say. I don't think I added anything here from last time, just FNAF shit and yeah, same here, just same old stuff. I did this. That's like a 1 centimeter drawing. Okay, but there's some new pages that weren't even started. This is one of them. So if you remember from last time, there was the Picasso inspired thing that you can still kind of see it with the blue, but I worked over it and I made a lot more. Just yeah. And there's some burn marks. You'll see in the next page why. And this is actually for a project I was supposed to do. It's supposed to be a self-portrait. I definitely didn't respect the rules of what they wanted me to do, but what they wanted me to do was kind of boring me, so I just did something that I thought was cool. And yeah, the burning was not intended at first, but I really liked the effect that it gave, like burning over the forehead and literally burning a hole next to the side of the face. I think it looks nice. And yeah, this is a lot of Picasso inspired stuff, obviously, Cubism. I really like it. I'll definitely try to make a big drawing, a bit like this, but in this style, because I have to for my classes anyways. So, but I try to make it cool. So this is why the paper is burnt. What happened is that I was actually holding the paper like this when I burnt it to make the effects of the candles. And it burned through it, kinda, which I should have expected, but I didn't intend. But I think it still made for something kind of interesting. I'll put some more color on the page maybe to complement it. This is very simple in the shapes, not really what I'm used to doing, but that was just one night I just thought about this composition and I wanted to do it. Even if it's very different, I still kind of like it in some way. The experimentation was useful. I think it's okay. And the two next pages are actually my favorite in the whole book now, my new favorites. And they actually have a title, which I have never done for anything I've done before. This page, I called it God's Hand, It looks like a drawing from a fucking crazy person with all the writing, which was intentional. I really like it. And the eyes and stuff. It feels really, well, it's scary, kinda. Yeah, I think it's nice. And these were actually SCP-173 redesigns because uh, as of the recording of this, like the you probably will know what an SCP is, but there was an original photo that was used for the SCP-173 article, which was the first SCP, but it got taken down because it was owned by an artist, and it caused a bit of trouble with the use of it. It wasn't owned by the community or whatever, and they didn't want to cause issues, so they took it down. But they don't want to use a new one, so people just kind of made their own. And I thought that was pretty fun, so I did too. Very different. This one is obviously very inspired by the old design, and this is just something I kind of fucking made up. And this is supposed to be to scale, so this one is fucking huge. And this one is a bit shorter than a human. Yeah. And this page is called God's Mistake. I'll just let the drawing speak for itself. I don't think I need to add much. It's full of emotions. Let's just say that. And I actually made this yesterday, so there's nothing after this. But I started to make this. I made it, it's not just simple red ink. I actually made this shade of red by mixing colored ink with uh, multiple other types of ink to make it more deep and a bit purple even. And the plan is I intend doing pointillism drawing with ink over it, but I might actually just leave it like that. I really like the contrast between the really red and just clean page and the other that's fucking crazy in black and white. I might actually fuse the two in some way later on. Not sure. We'll see. But yeah, that's about it. I dragged this on way too much, but still a bit of progress done. One, two, three, four, five new pages. If you count by two, that's only 1, 2, 3. But hey, that's pretty good in 12 days, I think. And a couple of sketches everywhere else. So yeah, I think this is gonna be it. As usual, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you next month.